back, everyone, to the Suit Yourself Podcast, part of the Finishers Media Network. My name is Austin, co-host number 1, joined tonight by fellow co-host number 2,
Brandon.
I'd like to welcome everyone back in to this week's episode. Today is January 20th, 2021, the potential year of awful as well. The continuation. It's looking to two-peat, or to repeat, excuse me.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully.
All our problems didn't magically disappear.
I'm hoping that we're going to have the had us in the first half situation. But
I'm thinking they're going to have us for the whole game.
Nah. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Figure that out off air. Today's show is going to be a little different. We just have a very quick show. We're going to be going over some of the gambling items for this week. Brandon's going to hit us up with some more quote-unquote free money. I use quote-unquote because it was not free last week. He would have cost yourself money. So
it depends how much
I'm hedging for myself here.
It depends how much you put on Cam Akers, because if you put most of your money on him, you wouldn't have. But.
So Brandon is going to be our primary bet guy for tonight. I have a couple quick jabs here and there of bets that I like.
Some quick jabs?
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's get right into it, Brandon. Let's start. I assume we're starting with Packers.
To begin this quickie, I decided
Packers and Bucks.
Yes, I decided to put one bet for each team playing this week, keeping it thematic, of course. And for the Packers, if we want some free money, I'd say Devontae Adams is a pretty surefire guy to get it.
Ooh.
He's an anytime scorer at negative 165, which isn't an incredible bet by any stretch of the imagination.
That it is not.
But he scored at least one touchdown in 12 of the past 13 games. So put 10 on it, win an easy, $6? Nothing great. But it's free money.
Oh.
Actually,
that's a hard one to beat.
Imagine if you put $1 million on it. You could win over $600,000 if you did that. Fun fact. That's the first one. Seems pretty safe considering he had 12 of the first 13. One minor concern is that one of the games he didn't have a touchdown in the season was against the Bucks. But
their offense did nothing.
They did nothing. Yes, we could only go up. In that same game, we have Tom Brady. Now, as we've discussed in the past, he's been a little rough lately. But he has passing touchdowns of 2.5. You think we should go over or under, Austin? Just off the head.
I don't know. It's probably an under.
I said under. He has been under. I had a typo here. He has been over only 4 of the past 10 weeks. And he hasn't had 2 or more touchdowns, or he hasn't had more than 2 touchdowns in any of the postseason thus far. And in his last matchup against the Packers, he only had 2 there, too.
He's had good matchups, too.
Exactly.
It's not like...
The odds are minus 112, so it's essentially a 50-50, but he's only done it 40% of the last 10 weeks. The past 2 favorable matchups, he hasn't had it, and in this past matchup with the Packers, he hasn't had it. So, for that game, I'd say that's free money. Moving along to the Bills.
Hold on. No.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to stop you real quick. I had one that I'd like to offer.
Ooh.
I'm the king of taking parlays that I never win.
Okay.
I know there's been a can't lose parlay that keeps rounding the internet. I like to come up with the
free money parlay.
The can't lose was theirs. I have the can't win parlay.
Oh, the can't win parlay.
Yeah. So this one actually should be pretty easy.
But they never win it either.
If you put money on, and this is a parlay. If you do Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, and Mike Evans to score at any point, you get plus 700 odds. So
that's not bad.
I actually kind of like that
That's
one.
That's not bad at all.
Honestly, those 3 guys, statistically, this bet would probably hit 90% of the weeks. So I actually think that's a pretty solid bet for the odds.
90% for 7-1 odds?
Well, I'm just saying, if you
bad.
looked back over the entire last 8 weeks of the season, I'd bet you that same bet would probably hit 80-90% of the time. Because usually Mike Evans scores on 1 catch, and obviously the Packers
or he has 2 touchdowns on 2 catches.
Yeah. So he's doing a lot of work that way. Just real quick, did you have any thoughts on the over/under?
What are they?
And this is FanDuel. The line is set at 51.5.
For the Packers Bucks, I'd say under.
So you're going under on that one.
Yeah.
And then does the +3 for the Bucks on the spread mean anything to you?
I'd go Packers.
Okay. So you're not obviously then taking money line, or would you be willing to put a lot on the Packers money line then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'd rather put it on the 3 points or whatever it is, because I assume the odds will be better.
That's.
But yeah, I'd put it because I think the Packers are going to win by more than 3.
Yeah, I would agree.
I was going to put that in the free money segment, but they got blown out the last time they played.
How do you feel about the Bucks or the Bills, Chiefs?
The line
do you
is
think's
at
going to
3
win
there as well, right?
Well, who would you take straight up?
If odds weren't a factor, I'd take the Chiefs.
Okay. I was just wondering. I was almost trying to see what would happen if you took. What happens if you parlay the
Packers with the Bills or Packers with Chiefs?
Packers and Chiefs, yeah.
How's that looking for us? I think it's a 60-40 Bills, or I'm sorry, Chiefs.
Plus 191.
That's not great.
Yeah, I like my bet a lot better for 700. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us and look up live things. Go ahead. Bet.
Oh, yes, the Bills. The Bills, Chiefs.
Bills, Chiefs.
Stephon Diggs. We have receiving yards has been set at 92.5. I'm saying he's going to get the over on this one. And it's more free money. And first off, it's minus 112 again. So you bet $10, you win back 9, essentially. He's had 92, and I know the over is 92.5. But he's had 92 yards or more in 9 of the past 11 weeks. They're giving money away. Beasley's all banged up. Should be a shootout. Stephon Diggs.
Hopefully he'll be a little better.
I agree as a Bills fan. But as somebody who might put money on Stephon Diggs, I'd say maybe hopefully not. If they can get the win without much production out of Cole Beasley, even though I find that nearly impossible. That being said, 92.5. He's done it 92 or more in 9 of 11 weeks. Seems he's been very consistent. It seems pretty safe, especially in a game where it's probably going to be high scoring and they're going to be shooting out. And last week he had over 100 yards when Josh Allen only threw for about 200. So his go-to guy in the run game has essentially evaporated, and to no one's surprise. The final bet on free money is... Okay, I lied. I still was going to do one for each team, but I saw 2 for the Bills apparently. So I lied, but 2 for each game. Devin Singletary, rushing yards of 41.5. We are taking the under, which again, minus 112. 4 straight games of fewer than 41 yards, fewer than 42 yards in, I guess I type out 42 yards the first one. Fewer than 42 yards in 11 of the 18 total games played this season and postseason. Last time he had 42 yards was in early December when he had a 51-yard run in the mix. Without that, he would have only had 17 yards in the game, which I know take away the best one, but he was one lucky run, or not one lucky, but one good run away from being 17 yards. And even last game, clearly running the ball wasn't a priority against the Ravens, even when they had the lead. I think they started the game with 15 straight passing plays before they eventually gave him the ball. So I don't see him doing this anytime soon. Zach Moss shouldn't be back, but I doubt that'd be much of a problem, especially with I don't see the Bills being up big. So if they're not up big, they're not going to be running the ball. And I guess if they are, great, but I don't think they will be. So I think Devin Singletary, or I guess I know Devin Singletary will have fewer than 42 yards unless he has some magical big run in there.
Yeah, not bad at all. I will say, I guess you had one more left.
No, that was the final one.
Oh, nice.
That was 4 bets, 4 free monies. I like free money.
Yeah, I have another dumb one you could do. Well, I don't think it's dumb. You could go Stephon Diggs and Tyreek anytime touchdown. I would give you plus 254.
Stephon, though, he only had 8 through the 16 games this season.
Yeah, no, that's probably
so
fair.
It's like a 50-50, which, again, his odds are about 110-ish, or I think it was like minus 105 or something, which is essentially 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, that wouldn't be a bad option either, considering he's had 2 in the postseason.
Usually count on your big players to score.
I bet if you threw Travis Kelce in there, too, you could probably spike it.
That's who I was with.
Oh, I think it's a Tyreek Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I said Tyreek Hill, I meant Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Yeah, so
if you throw a Tyreek Hill in there, you could spike it too.
You could put him in there, and that would really spike it. He burned me last week, so I'm just angry about it still.
Oh, man. Last week I had Travis Kelce first touchdown score. He scored on the second drive, and I was sick. Physically ill, because I would have turned $10 into 70. But
I know this is only a another 2-person, but you could also do this is a little bit more out there. But you could do
Josh Allen rushing touchdown.
A Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes rushing touchdown.
What's that 7-1 odds?
Yeah, for plus 702.
Wow, I killed that.
Yeah.
I did not look that up.
So, I mean, I suppose if you're doing that, you might as well throw Travis Kelce in there too.
I mean, yeah, and I guess 2 weeks in the playoffs, the Chiefs only played one game, and Patrick's 1 for 1. The Bills have played 2 games. Josh Allen's 1 for 2 for rushing touchdowns.
We don't know quite how hurt Patrick Mahomes' foot is, so his mobility could
or
be
his neck or whatever.
his mobility could be greatly, down.
And
So.
he had one last week, but that's not anything I'd consistently look for.
No,
especially after he got hurt on running the ball. They're probably going to try to stay away from him running the ball as much as possible.
Well, yeah, I would agree. They're just more so they get the ball by the one so much, close to the end zone so much that it. I mean, honestly, the guy I've ignored this whole time, Williams, is probably a pretty good bet to. But I guess
is Clyde healthy this week?
I think Clyde might be back.
I saw he's
in limited
questionable.
fashion. Yeah, so that's probably what. I'd probably just stay away.
Fair enough.
I think that's a good stay away. But
you mentioned earlier you had 2. Was that one of the 2?
yeah, those were. Okay. I mentioned everything I had.
Okay.
You any first touchdown bets you're willing to do, or
Man, I've gotten burned on those a few times. The safest, I think, is Travis Kelce.
or Devontae Adams
Or Devontae, yeah. Devontae did have the first touchdown last week. However, I looked back 4 other games, and I don't think he got a first touchdown any of the
Yeah,
other 4.
I don't like betting that one.
That one's just a coin flip because, yeah, he'll get it, but when is the question? And he typically gets it second half, too, it seemed like.
Yeah, not a big fan of betting first, but did we already talk about the? I think we did. Did you like the over on this one? 53.5 is the line. Over under on that.
53, and I'm doing the math in my head, so that's about 26 point.
Yeah,
About 26 and 27. Ah, boy. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one.
it probably should be worth. I should have noted during the Packer game that it's supposed to snow. So, not that has it massive.
I'd argue the Packers have a better running game, too, and they're used to the conditions.
Mm.
But I'm staying away from that one. I don't know the answer to that.
All right, but you like the Chiefs straight up?
I'd say they're probably going to win.
Yeah, I feel like the Chiefs Packers are pretty safe, but
What are the odds for the Chiefs winning money line?
-164.
That's hardly worth even betting. Like, I'd say Devonta Adams has a better chance at scoring a touchdown than they do winning.
Yeah, it's not one of my more favorites either.
If you put up $20, you'd win what, like 10, 12? So it's hardly even worth it.
Yeah, a lot of interesting things to think about. I know we didn't tease or anything like that, so a lot of other stuff that we are not doing that you could do. But
yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add before we cut this one off here? Like I said, going to be a real short week.
No, it's free money. I love free money. You know what? If you love free money, hit the like button.
And if you did this and lost money, let Brandon hear about it.
Yeah, let me hear about it in the comments because I want to hear about this.
Don't
stuff.
let me hear about it. I'm not claiming free money.
And if you want to see more free money opportunities, follow us on Twitter. Suit yourself.
No, we don't.
I tweeted 3 times or 4 times last week about free money.
Okay, well maybe we should tweet about other things besides free money.
Well, yeah. In addition to that, we'll have free money. Is
All
what
right.
I'm saying.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody for
I'm
tuning
making a
in. We're still at the point. I don't know how long it's going to last. We might have a little bit of an area where we do a little less because it's the off season, but trying to do 2 a week. So Monday, Wednesday are usually the release dates. I never usually release them on time, so who knows if that's when they'll release or not. But stay tuned for more wonderful content, and we'll talk to you soon.